They say the most dangerous part of flying a fighter jet is combat. They are wrong. The most dangerous part is getting gas. Welcome to aerial refueling, the most nerve-wracking, heart-pounding, precision-demanding task a pilot can perform in the sky, where one mistake, one bump, one gust of wind can tear a jet apart at 600 miles per hour. Why we risk everything for fuel in the sky. A fighter jet is a beast of speed and power, but it's also a gas-guzzling monster. The F-15 Eagle, full afterburner, empty in minutes. The F-35, it can't reach the fight and stay in the fight without a drink. The B-2 stealth bomber, it can literally fly from Missouri to the other side of the planet because of aerial refueling. Aerial refueling multiplies range, multiplies firepower, multiplies global reach. It gives modern air forces the ability to strike anywhere, anytime, and stay invisible until the moment they choose to be seen. But that power comes at a cost. What it feels like, the pilot's view. All right, throttling back, closing in. Speed 300 knots, 1,000 feet behind the tanker. This is the moment your heart starts racing. Everything inside you is screaming to stay away, because this massive tanker, the KC-135 or KC-46, is kicking out violent turbulence. Jet wash slams the nose of your fighter, trying to flip you, suck you up into the tail. You tighten your grip, eyes laser-locked on the refueling boom. Boom operator, cleared to contact. Maintain position. Maintain position? Easier said than done. You are flying inches from another aircraft, both moving at 500+ miles per hour, in the middle of the sky with no room for error. Tool methods, same danger. There are two very different ways that aircraft refuel in the air. Boom refueling, used by U.S. Air Force tankers like the KC-135, KC-10, KC-46. A long, telescoping boom extends from the tanker. The boom operator, lying in a control pod or watching via remote cameras, steers a boom into a tiny receptacle on the fighter. It's like threading a needle, except the needle is 20 feet long, and the thread is a $100 million jet. If the fighter drifts too far, the boom can spear through the canopy or snap off, sending metal at supersonic speeds. Probe and drogue refueling, used by U.S. Navy, Marines, NATO, and most international forces. A basket, the drogue, trails behind the tanker like a jellyfish. The fighter pilot must literally stab the probe into the basket. Wind, rain, turbulence, cross-track sway. Everything is trying to slap the basket away from your probe. Pilot skill is everything. Miss the drogue and hit the hose? It can wrap around your jet, rip off your probe, or worse, yank the aircraft sideways. The fear no one talks about. There's a reason no one forgets their first refueling. You're close enough to see the chip paint and rivets on a gigantic tanker. Your helmet bounces against the seat as the jet wash pounds you. Your arm cramps from the tiny micro-corrections you're making every second. 1 inch too high, you hit the tanker's tail. 1 inch too low, the boom could punch into your jet. 1 inch sideways, you rip the refueling gear off both aircraft. When contact is made, clunk, you feel it. Fuel starts rushing. 4,000 to 8,000 pounds of explosive jet fuel per minute. You don't breathe. You don't blink. You become a machine focused only on one thing. Hold the line. Why night refueling is a nightmare. Now imagine doing all of this. In the dark. No horizon. No visual reference. Just faint lights and the glowing slipway on the tanker. Your depth perception, gone. Speed judgment, gone. Your instincts, screaming that the tanker is drifting. Or is your jet drifting? You fight your own brain to trust your instruments. This is where the most accidents happen. One sudden move, one distraction, and jets collide. Worst case scenarios, disaster in the sky. Military aviators call a controlled flight into chaos. There have been tragic incidents. White heavy checkmark hose wraps around a fighter, wing ripped off. White heavy checkmark boom snaps, spears cockpit, pilot killed. White heavy checkmark jet slips into wake, slams into tanker and explodes. One major collision, and that tanker, with 200,000 pounds of fuel, becomes a massive flying fireball. Everyone on board, gone in seconds. This is the danger that defines every mission. The tanker crew, unsung heroes of every victory. Everyone talks about Top Gun, but tankers are the true backbone of air dominance. KC-135 Stratotanker, in service since 1957, still flying today. KC-46 Pegasus, the future of U.S. refueling. A 330 MRTT, NATO's long-range refueler. KC-130, the tanker that fuels helicopters and Marines in the fight. These crews fly into combat zones with no stealth, no speed, and no weapons. Yet every fighter jet relies on them to get home alive. No tankers equals no global air power. High-stress combat refueling. Picture this. You're low on fuel. You're being hunted by enemy radar. Tanker is orbiting just outside missile range. Or fighters must refuel fast and disappear. Sometimes a tanker keeps flying. You match its turn. Sometimes you're taking fire from below. This isn't training. This is survival. Every second plugged in is a second closer to death. Refueling stealth jets, a complicated secret. Stealth aircraft like the F-22 and B-2 have special coatings. One wrong bump from the boom, a crack in the stealth skin can reflect radar. Suddenly that invisible aircraft is visible. So stealth refueling is even more precise. Less turbulence allowed. Zero contact errors tolerated. Precision isn't preferred. It's mandatory. The final disconnect, the sweetest sound in the sky. Fuel complete. Disconnect. You tap the throttle forward. The boom falls away. You drift safe. Finally, your legs are shaking. Your gloves are soaked with sweat. Your heart pounds in your ears. Because you just did the most dangerous thing a pilot can do. And you survived. You bank away. Jet ready to fight another day. Why pilots respect it so much? Aerial refueling isn't flashy. It doesn't get movies. It doesn't get headlines. But ask any fighter pilot and they'll tell you. They don't fear the enemy. They don't fear the weather. They fear the tanker. Because they know. It demands perfection in a world where perfection doesn't exist. It is a dance with danger. A trust between pilots. A gamble with gravity itself. And yet, we do it every day. Conclusion. High above the earth, we meet in midday, machine to machine, pilot to pilot, trust our only lifeline. Aerial refueling is the art that turns short-range fighters into global warriors. It's the reason nations can defend freedom anywhere on the planet. It's the invisible mission behind every air victory. So the next time you watch jets streak across the sky, remember the unseen giants that made it possible. If you liked our video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel.